We welcome you to the 47th Jack Tosh Holiday Tournament here at York High School. This is a first-round game between the Schaumburg Saxons and the St. Francis Spartans. I'm Bobby Hessling, and to my left is Gannon Rice. Gannon, first stream, welcome.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, excited. First game. This is two good teams. A St. Francis team, who is 5-3 in the year and has some quality wins and a couple of losses against Riverside Brookfield and La Lumiere, which is one of the top teams in Indiana.
Absolutely, they have a lot of good teams that they played on the schedule, and for them, a win over Schaumburg would mean a lot. This team's got a lot of talent. Sebastian Miller, one of those guys, a senior guard, is one of them. And Brandon Urusso, also a senior guard. Expect to see a lot of them.
Yeah.
You want a medium, right? I got you a large, bro. Thank you. Hey, this is one of your guys, right? All right. As long as he vouches for you. Medium. Large. Thank you. You got it. Thanks for working.
And we are ready for the tip. Tip is won by Schaumburg. And the Saxons control it, and they bring it across half court. 3 on the way. Off the glass, won't fall. Rebound to St. Francis. That was an early 3 by Jerome Igoniklo.
Yeah, not the greatest shot you want for your first possession.
Francis moves the ball around, trying to get in the hands of Sebastian Miller. Ends up in the hands of Urusso. Kicks out, that's a 3 on the way. Nicholas Rowland off the mark. Rebound goes to the Saxons. DeJounte Wilson brings the ball up the floor for Schaumburg, and that is tipped and is going the other way with St. Francis.
Yeah, pretty sloppy start for this Saxons team. We'll see what they can do.
Urusso drives, has to kick out, looking around, another drive, and the finish off the glass by Jack Brennan. And that is the first points of the game for the St. Francis Spartans. Great pass down low, lays it in.
Yeah, clean miscommunications on St. Francis' part, and that kind of double screen they did last possession, worked out in Saxon's favor.
You have to wonder how many more looks of those are the Saxons going to get
down
low?
Because, this St. Francis team, those wide open layups, not going to see it too often.
Right. This is thrown off of Brennan.
Yeah, and he's been super aggressive early, really just causing havoc these first couple of possessions defensively.
Stays with the Saxons as DeJounte Wilson brings it up the floor. Wilson, a senior guard. St. Francis kind of looks like they're running a 2-3 zone of some sort. Back in the hands of Wilson. Trying to go down low again, and a nice finish for Fabian Baez.
Yeah, tried to front the post, just threw it right over. Easy finish.
And we were talking about how many more looks of that. Another open look down low.
2 open layups. For the start, you cannot complain.
Absolutely not if you are a Saxon fan. Urusso backing down. Rebound grab by DeJounte Wilson. Up the floor, long pass. Kicks out, and the offense will reset for the Saxons. Dribble drive, lost it, and a foul was called.
Yeah, it looks like they're definitely making some attempts to get the ball in the post, whether it be their smaller guards or bigger players, just trying to get the ball into the low blocks and kind of creating offense from there.
Three on the way. off the glass and a foul was called. I think it's going to stay here with the Saxons. And it will. Foul called on Sebastian Miller. Wilson inbounds to Baez. The Saxons will go right back to work. Lost it off the dribble up the floor, 2-on-1. Bounce pass to Baez. Lost it on the way up. Stays with the Saxons, and the offense is forced to reset. This is a Saxon team for the first year where they're without Chris Hodges, who committed to the University of Wisconsin and is redshirting. He was a big man for them last year. There's a nice finish for DeJounte Wilson.
Great use of the pump fake there on the basket. And, you know, off to a 6-2 start, which is just, you know, for the Saxons, what they envisioned. A good start of the game, and it'll be interesting to see how St. Francis responds. And another turnover. And this is, you know, these first 4 or 5 possessions very sloppy for St. Francis.
They have been.
With only 2 points on the board.
I mean, they have been for St. Francis, and if you're St. Francis, you've only scored 2 points in about 4 minutes. How do you change that and try to end the quarter on a good note?
Exactly. Yeah, because the first couple of possessions, they started with great player movement. The guys were moving, the offense was flowing. These last couple of possessions haven't been like that. So if they can get back to that, and we'll see what they do after this timeout, if they come up with anything, but we will see.
We'll take a quick timeout ourselves. We'll be back here in just a minute on YSN. Welcome back. It is a 6-2 lead for the Saxons on top of the Spartans out of St. Francis. And St. Francis has really had a few problems offensively, not been able to get that offense going well. At the other end for Schaumburg, they've done a great job getting the offense going and getting open looks down low. Yeah. DeJounte Wilson drives. Little bounce pass across to Baez, and he walked. Travel called on Fabian Baez. And another turnover for Schaumburg. Into the game for St. Francis, that is 44, TJ McMillan. Was a freshman at the Jack Tosh in 2019. As there's a good, strong finish by Sean Killian.
Yeah, great job of getting into the lane, penetrating, collapsing a defense and finding the open man in the paint.
Stepped out of bounds. That's going to go down the other way with St. Francis. So St. Francis, after they had a few bad early possessions, they're able to rebound and make Schaumburg have a few bad early possessions.
Yeah, a couple turnovers there can, you know, swing this early lead from them the other way.
Bounce pass down low to McMillan, and he gets
what a
blast. What a block there by Nicholas Dorskin. Up the floor come the Saxons, down low. Dorskin spins right hand, can't get it to fall. Out of bounds, and I think it's going to stay with Schaumburg.
$1 million move, 10-cent finish.
Baez grabs the inbound, and Schaumburg will move it around. Baez, 3 on the way. Back iron won't go. Rebound is controlled by the Saxons. Lost on the way up was Brendan Burke, and St. Francis down the floor. Left hand couldn't finish. Rebound controlled by Jack Brennan and the Spartans. And St. Francis is tied with Schaumburg. So great way out of the mask timeout to get 4 quick points and tie this game right back up. DeJounte Wilson again with the ball. Bounce pass stolen. Down the floor comes Brennan. Tries to go up, and he was fouled on the way up by DeJounte Wilson. Looked like he's trying to draw a foul right there.
Yeah, on that post feed, looking for that post entry, but number 2, Colin Cleaser with the great read, and it's going another way on the free throw line.
Brennan will go to the line, and he'll shoot 2. First one is good. And we've seen a good amount of free throw shooting throughout the tournament thus far. Very important for multiple teams to have good free throw shooting.
Yeah.
As he knocks down both of those and is now an 8-6 lead. So about 2.5 minutes, it's been a 6-0 run for St. Francis. And force a turnover here, could easily extend that even more.
Yeah, and that's what we were talking about. How are they going to respond after that timeout? 6-0 run, and Jack Brennan responsible for 6 of these 8 points.
Absolutely. Into the corner. Trying to find Wilson. Guarded by Sebastian Miller. Has to pass out. Deep 2, doesn't like it, dribbles out, and right back in the hands of Wilson.
Yeah, St. Francis doing a really good job right now of getting through screens, not allowing any post entries, but a shot from Angoncillo.
Dribble drive, right hand finish, and one.
And one.
Brandon Uruso will get to the line and has a chance to make it a 3-point play. Strong take there by Brandon Uruso.
After a quick rest, Brennan is back in the game for St. Francis.
And is able to finish the 3-point play the difficult way.
Now can Schaumburg respond after this 9-0 scoring run from St. Francis?
Big run there by St. Francis. And that Uruso gets called for foul. That, to us, that looked like all ball.
That looked like a solid play, but called for a foul. And hey, these 2 free throws are big. Stop the momentum coming from St. Francis and can cut it to a 1-possession game.
First shot falls for DeJounte Wilson. And that might be just the look they're looking for to break out of that scoring run St. Francis went on. Left that one short. Rebound grabbed by Uruso. Jack Brennan brings it up the floor, guarded by Najari Williams. .15 seconds on the clock. Uruso drives, kicks out. Now in the hands of Miller, under 3 to go. Tipped, stays here with St. Francis. 1.5, what do you do here if you're St. Francis?
I mean, try to draw a quick play. Maybe a little screen for open 3-point shot.
That's what they try to do. Miller gets it off in time and too strong. So the first quarter comes to an end. 11-7 St. Francis. Gannon, what'd you like out of that first quarter?
I mean, first quarter. St. Francis defense was super stout, forcing turnovers, really forcing the ball baseline, and St. Francis, after those first two easy layups we saw, they weren't really able to get a ton done offensively. And, otherwise, Schaumburg, solid start. Just can they come after really scoring 3 points in the past 4 minutes? Can they come off strong offensively and generate those easy looks?
That is right. We'll take a quick break here. Second quarter next on YSN. Really well on offense. Had a much better second part of that first quarter.
Wow.
Nice backdoor cut by Brandon Urusso to finish strong.
Yeah, I love that play. It's a play Yorkies is called, I'm not going to say play, but essentially you have the goal is the guy coming off a couple screens, and you have a little cut, which they exactly did, and get that bounce pass for an easy layup.
Continues to move the ball around, trying to get a look down low, can't. Forced to reset. Skips. Right hand, good finish by Joshua Carter, a junior guard. And St. Francis calls a timeout.
Yeah, that was some solid UCLA screens, that continuous ball movement. Having the guy open on the three-point line, allowing him to drive that layup. And that was two just super solid offensive possessions to start for both teams.
Great way to start the quarter indeed. And St. Francis, they need a quick timeout. Schaumburg uses the timeout a little bit longer than St. Francis does. St. Francis will bring the ball up the floor with Sebastian Miller leading the pack. Backs down, and a nice right hand finish for Sean Killian. Very strong take there by Killian. Tipped. Brennan the other way. Tries to finish right-handed. He got hit hard and his head hit the padded wall. Strong take there, though.
Yeah, definitely did have his legs taken out under from him. So, could have been bad, but he comes up and, he's been just super active defensively. You got to be super aware when you're passing the ball with him, because he will take that away.
First shot attempt falls for the senior. And so does the second one. So Jack Brennan goes 2 for 2 from the line, and it is now an 8-point St. Francis lead. So after once trailing 6-2, there's a three answered right back by DeJounte Wilson. A 5-point lead for St. Francis. Killian again goes up and a nice right-handed finish.
Yeah, and that already, that's 8-point quarter for the Saxons, and they've converted on all 4 of their offensive possessions so far. So their offense is heating up.
Looks down low, high pass.
Brennan again, causing the turnover in transition.
Sebastian Miller with a nice right-handed finish. And a 21-12 lead. And Sebastian Miller gets his first points. However, it comes a little bit later than some would have thought, but a great run by St. Francis to go up by 9.
And this is the exact team we were talking about. I mean, again, getting in transition, forcing turnovers. Again, just creating effective offense is getting 10 points in the first 3 minutes.
Right, both teams have done it, or St. Francis has done a much better job of that. And I mean, it's almost safe to say they've made offense out of their defense.
Yeah, it's getting almost a double-digit lead, and Schaumburg has just got to be super solid handling the ball. Again, making sure they're making quality passes, because they can lose this game or get down fast in a hurry if they keep on playing sloppy.
So Schaumburg will inbound after the timeout that they had to take. Both teams with 4 left. Schaumburg just had a lot of problems just trying to get anything going offensively. And there's another one. Brendan Yaruso making plays. And he stepped out of bounds.
Another one. And they're really, again, their high off-ball pressure is really preventing them from getting anything. Again, because Schaumburg is highly based off player movement and finding players off cuts. And when you're highly attached and not letting anything, to make their offense much more difficult to create easy looks.
Doriskin tried to drive, had it stripped. Sebastian Miller brings it down the other way. Stops, looks for a guy, and he's going to find Yaruso.
Schaumburg needs to stop here heavily.
Yaruso drives, and a
wow,
backdoor finish, couldn't have it.
So he tried to throw that down. And another turnover for the Saxons.
Sebastian Miller pull-up 3.
Wow, banks it.
Banks it in, 2. Big 3 there for the Spartans, and they lead by 12. Again, it's just making offense out of your defense.
Schaumburg just needs to cool down. Now they're running some doubles.
Couldn't finish. Another bad look. St. Francis in transition. Sebastian Miller lays it in. So Sebastian Miller, after starting off slow, has 7 quick points in about the last 2 minutes, and it is a 26-12 lead. Trying to go down low. Wilson spins, stepped out of bounds, going down the other way.
Again, just nothing is working for them now. Whether it be trying to get post entries, their UCLA action, it's just, I mean, St. Francis is just showing the quality of the team they are, and Schaumburg has, is kind of in shambles right now.
They really are. We're going to take a quick timeout here. 3:30 left in the opening half between St. Francis and Schaumburg. Out of the timeout, it's going to be St. Francis basketball. 26-12 lead for the Spartans. Yaruso and Sebastian Miller both a lot of valuable minutes, and that's
just a miss.
Strong take by Killian, and he just could not finish. DeJounte Wilson passed along. 3 on the way, off the mark. Renzo Jarmalo shot that one. That three can't answer. Here come the Saxons. Trying to go down low, right-hand finish.
Oh.
Couldn't connect. And Renzo Jaramalo will go to line and will have a chance to get 2 points.
After a couple of defensive stops, getting to the free throw line and being able to convert these two definitely can help them if they want to get this game into single digits.
First shot off the mark. Not what you want if you're Schaumburg.
Yeah, 1 for 3 on free throws so far. Hey, gotta hit your free throws.
Second opportunity for Jaramalo. That shot falls. Now 2 for 4, and the lead is cut in half. Drives, kicks out. 3 on the way.
Oh, wow.
Bad shot. Bad shot right
Side
there.
of the backboard. Not the sight you want to see.
Colin Kiesler, not a good shot.
Oh.
And the charge.
Wow.
TJ McMillan taking the body, draws a charge, and Nicholas Doriskin is going to get called for his first foul.
Again, I like the aggressiveness, trying to draw more free throws, but I mean that's a great play, and charges are just in high school basketball huge momentum plays. So
very huge. I mean, we saw that St. Francis bench. They stood up and were excited. Ball in the hands of McMillan.
Oh, wow.
Pumps. Nice
wow.
move and one.
The big man with some nice moves, and that's going to get an and one opportunity. And really, I mean, this quarter, it's just been almost every single look for them has been an open shot.
Really has been, and that one through contact as well. And we talked on the phone with St. Francis's head coach, myself and Gavin Hughes did. And he said, you know, TJ McMillan, he's still working on his post move right there. It looked like he was like middle of the season with the post move.
I mean, that's beautiful. That's offensive rebound.
Tough shot there by Sebastian Miller. They're going to try to kick out. Out of bounds stays down here with the Spartans. Ball in the hands of Kiesler. Trying to find an open guy. Tries to go down low to McMillan. Skip pass to Sebastian Miller. A little high. Sebastian Miller off the dribble. Can't get it to connect. For another skip pass. 3 on the way. Just hits the iron and dies. Matthew Labud. Was the one who missed that shot, and
Illegal screen could be going other way. Ball in the hands of the Saxons.
McMillan is the one who gets called on the foul.
And now can the Saxons come up with a scoring possession?
DeJounte Wilson drives. He got fouled on the way up. Shot doesn't fall. Second foul called on Sebastian Miller, and DeJounte Wilson at the line. He'll be shooting 2. Connects on the first one. And it is a 28-14 lead. So Wilson leading scorer for the Saxons with 7. However, it's not enough to keep up with St. Francis. St. Francis leaves that one short. Jack Brennan brings the ball down the floor. You just have to wonder, is St. Francis going to wind out this clock?
Yeah, I mean, no reason not to, up 14, and just kind of move the ball And typically, what you're going to see is just a ton of off-ball movement cutting until maybe 20 or maybe like 10 seconds. They're going to run a set play. We'll see what they do. And a sloppy pass from Brennan. That's
Yeah, not a good one with 22 seconds left. Ball back in the hands of the Saxons. DeJounte Wilson brings the ball up the floor. We'll try to get something. Pumps, goes up, right hand, can't finish. 5 seconds. McMillan drives up the floor. Right hook.
wow.
Got it to fall,
Wow,
too.
I did not think that'd be going in, but a 30-14 lead.
Nicholas
St.
Wallen
Francis.
is one who gets it to fall, and it is a 30-14 St. Francis lead over the Schaumburg Saxons. Great opening half for St. Francis, to say the least.
Yeah, I mean, after having kind of a meh first quarter, scoring 19 points in the second, getting this lead to 16 points, they've really just kind of created a huge gap, and it's going to be tough for Schaumburg to really come back in this game. It's possible, but they're going to need some shots to fall their way, and again, you know, bring up the intensity, try to force some turnovers.
It will be. We're going to take a quick break here. Halftime is upon us in York. 30-13, St. Francis has the lead over Schaumburg. We'll be back right after this. Start of the second half, it is a 30-14 lead for St. Francis on top of the Saxons from Schaumburg. Gannon, what do you think that the Saxons have to do to get back into this game and cut it to a 1-point lead?
An easy thing is just going to be limiting turnovers. They were probably either close to double-digit turnovers in the first half, which just created a ton of points and points off turnovers for St. Francis. And again, just constant ball movement, player movement, generating open shots. But yeah, it's gonna be a tough road if they want to come back. And throwing a pass, a pass with no opening at all in the post is not gonna help matters at all.
3 on the way, it's a little strong, and a foul. Schaumburg will move the ball around, driving in.
Wow.
Nice take there by Wilson.
Yeah, and he's up to 9, and he's really been doing everything he can to keep Schaumburg in this game so far. Oh.
That is not a travel. 3 on the way, it's gonna be long. And it's out of bounds and will go down.
Yeah, that's a second block for Dorskin. He's had a couple nice blocks in the game now, and another key is for them to stop St. Francis offense rebounding. I mean, just being able to get that defensive rebound and prevent any second chance points will help them a ton.
Kicks out 3 on the way. That is off the mark, and then a nice putback there by Dorskin. So right out of the half, it is a quick 4 points for the Saxons.
That's exactly what you need.
St. Francis trying to go back to work offensively. Kicks out. Had Miller behind him, decided not to take that look. Backing down, left hand finish. Killian could not finish, and Schaumburg brings it back down the other way. A chance to make it a single-digit game.
Oh,
awfully close right there. 3
in
off the mark. Rattles in and out. Down comes the Spartans, and there is a foul on the way up. That one, as I believe, called on Fabian Baez, I believe. It is. Baez gets called on the foul, so he picks up his second foul. As the first foul, in the half for Schaumburg. So Russo connects on the first one, has a chance to go 2 for 2. And he does.
And their free throw shooting has been on point today.
Really has been.
Compared to Schaumburg, who's been shooting 3 of 6 as of far.
32-18 lead. Kicks out, can't get anything going. Back in the hands of DeJounte Wilson. Saxon's trying to get something going offensively. Still can't. Carter moves along to Dororsky. Baez tried to drive inside, didn't want to. Wilson kicks out 3 on the way. Williams off the mark. Rebound goes to the Spartans.
And although that ended up in a missed shot, again, the continuous ball movement gets you an open 3.
Jack Brendan's going to go to the line, and he will shoot 2 free throws. And you talked about St. Francis free throw shooting. Chance to go, again, 2 for 2 from the line. They've been almost perfect from the line here today.
Yeah. Brendan's been 4 for 4, and he has a great shooting stroke, and that's going to get him 5 and 5. And if he makes this one, he will be the first player to be in double digits in this game so far.
We'll me and Gavin were doing Rolling Meadows, St. Lawrence earlier. We were talking about spread out scoring. And it's safe to say St. Francis has a lot of spread out scoring, 10-7, 7-2, and 2. Just really good basketball right there.
Multiple guys have been able to create offense, shoot, take it to the rim, and that's just a recipe for success offensively.
It really is. Schaumburg trying to get something going offensively, trying to cut the lead back to about 11, maybe 13. Drives inside.
Wow.
Fouled on the way up, and that is Joshua Carter, who will go to line, and he will shoot 2. Third foul for Uruso, so he is in foul trouble. I wonder if, you have to wonder, does Coach Dwyer go to the bench and try to use someone else, and it looks like he might.
Yeah, and that has been one of the strengths so far for Schaumburg today, is getting to the line. And it'll be crucial to be able to convert these free throws. Jeremy enters the game for Saxons.
Kiesler was the one who checked in for Uruso for St. Francis. Sebastian Miller, 3 on the way.
Whoa.
Able to connect.
Nice little dribble handoff into the screen for an open pull-up 3. That's solid offense for a guy, Sebastian Miller, who can make that shot.
Both Sebastian Miller and Jack Brennan are both at 10 points. Drives Wilson. Nice right-handed finish.
Over 3 guys. That was a great finish, and he's up to 11 as well.
He's the leading scorer on the game with 11 points. Sebastian Miller wants the ball in his hand. He gets it in his hand. Drives, tried to kick out, and he was fouled. And there's a foul called on DeJounte Williams.
Yeah, they do the same thing as last time, getting the handoff into the screen, getting downhill, and then again, getting the foul.
It's a timeout there's a mask timeout for both teams. And you talk about Schaumburg and you talk about St. Francis. St. Francis, they got off to the half on a really good start.
Yeah, they've been playing really well. Schaumburg as well. They've been doing well, but it's, again, when you're already down 14 at half, even if your offense is doing well, if your defense cannot hold the opponent to just not being able to score, obviously, you're not going to get anything done. And their offense really, since the first quarter, has just been super fluid. So, again.
Well, it goes back to the spread out scoring. 2 guys with 10 points, and you have multiple other guys that have really contributed. And TJ McMillan, defensively, has also made his name known, too.
He's done well. And the St. Francis defense overall has just done really well, causing havoc. Really just playing as a team. Playing great team defense. So that's what you need to do to beat this.
The other thing, they've made offense out of their defense, too.
Yes, that is key.
Sebastian Miller underneath the basket will inbound for the Spartans. It's bounced past to Kiesler. And just like that, the Spartans will go right to work. Nicholas Rowland trying to get something.
Wow.
Bad pass. Sebastian Miller controls it. Drives inside, right-handed finish. Ooh, couldn't get that one to go. And this one's going to go down with Schaumburg. An excellent take there by Sebastian Miller. However, he cannot finish with the right hand. DeJounte Wilson brings the ball down the floor, guarded by Sebastian Miller. Trying to pump. Bias thinks about taking the mid-range, dribbles back outside. Sebastian Miller's done a great job playing defense, just like they're forcing the steal.
Another one in transition. Another free throw.
Are they gonna? I think they'll call this a shooting foul.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're going to call this like one of the NBA ones where it's a fake, like you're trying to shoot it while getting fouled.
Yeah, looks like they call continuation there, and that's already 4 fouls for the Saxons.
already in foul trouble. They have multiple guys with 2 fouls, and just like that, it is Jack Brennan who's got 11. I think the refs made the right call, saying he was going on the way up with that as he was being fouled.
And he is just converted from the free throw line. I mean, he's up to, I believe, 8 for 8 on the free throw line.
I think he's perfect from the line.
I mean,
which I feel like for any coach, especially Coach Dwyer, he is pleased that his team is shooting that well from the free throw line. 39-22 lead for St. Francis in this opening round of the Jack Tosh.
Yeah, and that's just right there, just a tough pull-up jumper. So the shot clock, not the exact shot you want.
Trying to find TJ McMillan underneath, and he was fouled by Baez. So Baez picks up his 3rd foul, and I wonder if they'll send him to the bench in just a moment. Sebastian Miller, mid-range pull-up. Can't connect, a little strong. And they're gonna, offensive foul.
Yeah, it looks like they called that on McMillan there on the loose ball foul.
Kind of an interesting call when you look at it, too, because didn't see a whole lot of pushing or
Yeah, it
shoving.
wasn't a lot. Might have been a ticky-tack there, but Saxons are happy. And again, can they generate a couple of quality offensive possessions? Can they move the ball?
Trying to get something going. Bad pass. Bad pass from Jarmalo. He was trying to find Doriskin underneath.
Yeah, too many times they're trying to force that post entry, and there's just nothing there, and it ends up either being a live ball turnover, just really just an errant pass.
Sebastian Miller connects on a 3, and it is a 20-point lead for St. Francis. Sebastian Miller, the ball is in his hands. He is a special, special player.
I mean, his pull-up jump shooting has been on full display. They're having another pull-up 3, second of the half, and he's up to 13.
Absolutely. Definitely a name to watch in this tournament is Sebastian Miller. DeJounte Wilson tries to drive in. Really couldn't get anything. Ball back in his hands. Nice pass down low. Bad shot. You had probably another open look there. You don't have to shoot that
he just
right
kind of forced that right up there. And one thing that I've been kind of paying attention to is that I think the lack of shooting really hurts this team, because multiple times they're open on the 3-point line, but they obviously don't have players capable of hitting those, and they're just kind of hesitant to shoot.
Right. 20-point lead with a minute to go for the Spartans out of St. Francis, trying to advance on to the next day. As that 3 is good. Colin Kiesler drills a 3, and he's got his first points of the afternoon. Driving inside, could not finish. That was Carter. Up the floor, Sebastian Miller kind of lost it. Drives inside, nice right hand, could not finish. And this is off the foot of McMillan and goes down the other way, but great take there by Sebastian Miller.
Yeah, I mean, even a couple times he's missed on those layups, but he has looked really good with the ball in his hands, getting downhill.
Makes a nice little Euro step and just drives and tries to lay it in.
Yeah.
I would assume within the next few days he'll have that figured out.
Yeah, and honestly, he's been really fun to watch. I mean, he really is, has a ton in his offense arsenal.
Try to go to Baez. They kick out to Wilson. 3 on the way, and
there
that one rattles in. So Schaumburg trying to get something going offensively, and DeJounte Wilson tries to put his team right back in it.
Yeah.
14 for Wilson in a 20-point game. St. Francis right now. Runner gets it to go. The third quarter is complete, 47-25. But let's talk about, St. Francis.
I mean, whoa.
They've looked really good offensively.
they turn it on in the second quarter, and they turn it on in the third quarter even harder. I mean,
Well, really spread out scoring is a part of that. You look up there at the, Jack Brennan's got 14. Sebastian Miller, who's out of the game right now, but he's got 13, I believe.
yeah, I mean, those two guys are just, I mean, they've been great. I mean,
Absolutely. And then you also have, Brandon Uruso, who isn't in the game right now, but he's a guy that he can cause problems too.
he's had a couple nice plays, and they've really just focused on their perimeter. They haven't gone to the post as much, and they've really focused on their main perimeter guys to generate offense for them, and it's been working extremely well. And for Schaumburg, for the rest of the game, comeback is looking a little bleak right now, but hey, again, try to force turnovers, which is something they haven't been doing well. They forced a couple in the first quarter,
Right.
but in these last two, they have basically zero transition offense for them, and
Yeah.
it's just super tough to win games when you don't have any of that coming.
It really is tough to win games like that. So inbounding in front of us is going to be Will Leisen. I believe is how you say that name.
Yeah, I think he just got his first minutes at the end of the third quarter.
Miller skip pass across. That
Wow.
is in. Colin Kiesler, another three. And St. Francis has now doubled the lead has doubled the amount of points that Schaumburg has.
Yeah,
Foul called on
that would
Sebastian.
just, again, the end of quarter, drawn up play, great flare screen, open shot, and it's Kiesler's second three, and he is also, again, he is a good shooter, and they have, and I mean, their three-point shooting has been absolutely on today.
Bad pass.
And I'm surprised that it doesn't look like it was tipped.
It was not off a St. Francis player. That looked to be off the hands
Yeah,
of Baez.
just tipped, but
And
I
we had
guess
a great look. It was right in front of us.
I guess refs are feeling a little charitable today, and another turnover.
Could not finish. Brennan was a little strong on the layup. But going back to that three that Kiesler made, it was a great look by Sebastian Miller to find the open guy and result in the 3 points. There's a foul called.
Yeah.
I think they might call that on Kiesler.
Yeah, that would be his first.
Foul on number 2, Colin Kiesler, his first, team fifth.
You were so back in the game for St. Francis.
St. Francis clearly not letting go of the starters quite yet. They haven't gone to the whole bench. You think it's only a matter of time before that happens,
it'll
though.
be maybe like 3 minutes left. You might get the bench warmers in, get the first minutes of the game.
Travel
and
called.
another turnover.
Turnovers have absolutely hurt this Saxon team.
I mean, yeah, it's they're probably, I would assume they're approaching almost 20 turnovers in the game now, and it is just really tough. And they go to that dribble handoff, pick and roll action again. Schaumburg does a good job of stopping it.
McMillan right hand, good finish by the big man, TJ McMillan.
I've enjoyed watching him in the post the couple of times he's gotten it. He's made some nice moves.
Well, I believe he is one of the top-ranked offensive linemen in the state. Yes, he's one of the top-ranked football linemen in the state. So good for him playing basketball, and he uses his size to his advantage.
Obviously, the size, the footwork, those things definitely do have some correlation with each other. He gets the ball again, and he's just too big. He's too big. What can they do?
It proves our point.
What can they do?
It just proves our point. McMillan's got 6.
All on just really just getting the ball in the post and making really just good moves.
Big showing off the bench.
Getting another deflection there.
Try to block that one by Baez. Couldn't happen.
Yeah, and that's a couple made layups there, but might be a little too late if they want to go on a run now. Sebastian Miller. Wow.
Sebastian Miller for 3.
Definitely helps when you got a guy you can just give the ball to and be like, give me a pull-up three-point jumper. And he's hit 3 of them today, and this St. Francis offense has just been really impressive and can definitely be be something to look out for the rest of the tournament.
Really has been. 57-29. Trying to go up. St. Francis trying to go up by 30. Three on the way. That's off the mark by Baez. And here comes St. Francis back down the other way.
Another
Three
one.
on the way. Yaruso can't
Oh,
connect.
good.
Just under 5 minutes left.
Ooh, that's a great move by
Is
Baez.
St. Francis looking to move on in the winner's bracket. They will face the winner of Providence Catholic and Bolingbrook, which will be the next game up.
Yeah.
Bolingbrook has got a really good team. Excited to watch them.
Hopefully that game will be a little closer than the one we have on right now.
Sebastian Miller trying. Drives. Foul was called.
Do you think St. Francis, have they missed a free throw today?
Doesn't feel like it.
I mean, they might have missed once, but I don't even know. You know, hopefully I don't get a announcer jinx, but they've been.
Yeah. Sebastian Miller was 17. Great performance by Sebastian Miller here today.
Yeah, and for all the scouts watching, he's definitely he's turned some heads today. I would say that for sure.
He's turning heads in 2019 and turning heads in 2021 with
And
18 points. Great performance today by Sebastian Miller. Hats off to him.
Yeah. Great game from the 6'3" senior, and now we're seeing, yep, the bench guys come in. It being a 28-point game now.
Makes sense. So out goes Brandon Yaruso and Kiesler. Into the game is Kevin Hansen, 32. Dylan Eichenberger, number 30. Number 20, William Leisen. Number 4, Freddie Greco. And I know I'm missing someone, but that shot falls for Schaumburg. And Colin White, that was the one that was missing.
Yep.
Greco, ball in his hands, passes on. Jumper from Eichenberger, can't connect. Back in the hands of Eichenberger. Pass stolen away. Up the floor come the Saxons, and a foul was called. Timeout called. 59-33. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. We'll be right back after this. Out of the mask timeout, 3:23 left. And Schaumburg will inbound.
Yeah, and these are always, you know, even whether you're down for these guys who usually don't get a ton of playing time, just to get some reps these final 3 minutes playing in the Jack Tosh tournament.
We're going to see another one. Luke Ahern, I believe that is gone to the scores table, and he should be checking in here in just a moment. 3 on the way. Off the mark. Rebound goes to, that is Hansen. And up the floor come the Spartans. On the way, a foul is going to be called. That is Freddie Greco, who was on the way up. Got fouled by Najari Williams. Third foul for Williams.
Yeah, it looks like we see the rest of the Schaumburg bench coming in.
2 shots for Greco, and these are, well, there's the first miss.
Yep, there's the first miss.
That we believe of.
But, you know, I don't know, I guess it is, you know, garbage time, but if you count, you know, the rotational players, but.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I think free throw shooting, that was a huge defining factor in this game. What other, you think, defining factors really separated?
Well, I think it was
St.
just
Francis?
St. Francis's defense. Very good. Was able to force a lot of offensive looks and stuff like that, but, I mean, I think they forced a lot of good looks for their offense, and I mean, great work for that defense.
Yeah, it didn't feel like there was anyone that really was kind of out of touch defensively. Everyone was locked in, and that's kind of what you need for a really just a quality defensive performance that has held this Schaumburg team to 33 points.
First one falls, and it is 60 for St. Francis. Greco checks out. So does Jarmilo. That one, rebound goes to Schaumburg. Ganacalo drives inside,
Good feed.
and Burke could not finish. But back come the Spartans. 2:18 to go. Like we said, St. Francis will move on. They will meet the winner of Providence and Bolingbrook. And if it's Bolingbrook versus St. Francis could be a very fun matchup tomorrow.
That'd be a fun matchup. What are your thoughts on this Bolingbrook team?
Well,
He's coming up next.
Well, they're very athletic. I talked to their coach, Coach Brost, not too long ago, about last Monday. I just asked him a few questions, and he said he's very excited to be a part of it. He thinks he's got a really good team on his hands, and obviously they're the defending Jack Tosh champions, so I think they know they have a chance to repeat. Obviously, there are a lot of good teams that could stand in their way, and this St. Francis team is definitely one that could play spoiler.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we know a team, just a good defensive team and multiple guys that can create offense and guys that can, you know, all, you know, with Uruso, Brennan, Miller, all guys who can go for 20 in a game.
Exactly. Rebound goes to, that is Colin White, and St. Francis will dribble out the ball. Maybe 1 or 2 more shots. Lost on the way up, and you just try to punch it in. That's not going to fall for you.
I'll tell you what that was, and the travel.
Traveling called. And it'll go back down the other way.
Yeah, it looks like they might just, maybe might get one more shot up or could just hold this for the rest of the game. Surprised they don't have a running clock. You think it 27 points, minute left, but great performance from St. Francis. And oh, another travel call.
Another traveling call with 47 seconds left.
These guys coming in, not get a ton of playing time, a little a little too excited to get the ball on the
Right.
floor. Trying to make something happen.
Well, this should do it for St. Francis. They're going to walk out of York tonight with a big-time win. It's always nice to win the first game of the Jack Tosh, give your team a little bit of momentum, and they'll be able to move on to will be tomorrow. Like we said, they await the winner of Providence and Bolingbrook, and then can only go from there.
Yeah, and, you know, it's sky's the limit in the Tosh.
One last shot for Schaumburg. That one isn't able to fall after the bank. And that will do it for this. We're going to have a quick interview. We're going to have a quick interview with Sebastian Miller and Coach Dwyer. We'll be back right here in just a moment on YSN. Right now with Sebastian Miller. Sebastian, big game for you. You had 18 in tonight's win. What does this mean to you?
It means a lot. It feels good to be in the Jack Tosh after a year break of not being in the Jack Tosh, but it feels really good. The intensity of the gym, really excited to keep forward, and I like the way we played today.
We were saying you guys have a lot of good talent on your team. You, Brendan Urusso, TJ McMillan, you know, you had 18 in tonight's win. How do you keep going forward with that, not knowing who you play tomorrow night?
I really just think it starts with the whole team. Really, we had a kind of slow start today, but really our whole personnel, we can really go off at any moment. And I think it doesn't really matter about us as the guards, but really just any of our players can go for 18, 20 each night. So,
all right, congrats on the win, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.
thank you.
And now, to my left, we'll have Coach Dwyer. Coach, big win for you guys this afternoon over a Schaumburg team. What do you do moving forward and trying to win tomorrow versus either Providence Catholic or Bolingbrook?
We're a little bit familiar with Providence from years past. I haven't seen them recently. As far as Bolingbrook goes, we did actually play them last year in the COVID season, so we're familiar with them. So we've got some basic familiarity with both of them. Until we look at film tonight and watch this game, we won't have a real plan in set, but we try to keep it simple, though.
Like I told Sebastian, you got a lot of great talent. Sebastian, Brendan Urusso, TJ McMillan, I can go on and on. What does it mean for him to have 18 in your eyes?
Well, he deserves it because of how hard he works at his game. You know, he's been in this tournament for 3 years now, and you know, for as much time he's put into his game, and I think we did a good job of getting him decent shots. Half the time it's just a matter of him wanting to be more aggressive. So when he's aggressive like that, it helps us. I think it brings us to a little different level offensively.
Congrats, and we'll see you tomorrow.
All right, thank you.
That'll do it here from the Campbell Gym. Coming up next, Bolingbrook and Providence Catholic in the Jack Tosh Holiday Classic.